Well, Meg, is pretty busy but important part of the competition for you.
Yeah, it is. We've had a weekend off, our one weekend off, which has been nice. But yeah, we're ready to go again. It was a great start for us a couple of weeks ago against Brisbane Heat, and coming up against another couple of really tough sides. Looking forward to continuing the momentum.
And your own form started well.
Yeah, it's always nice to start off a tournament well. Being able to open up the innings is nice. Probably being able to settle in a little bit more and then push on from there. So as I said, it's nice to start off well and looking to continue that this weekend as well.
What other teams are you seeing around that you think will threaten your dominance so far?
Oh, look, to be honest, it's a very open competition. I think teams are beating each other left, right and centre, and it's really hard to pick the strongest team. I think all the teams are very even, which is fantastic, and that makes every game really, really crucial. So, as I said, the games on the weekend against the Sixers and the Hurricanes are going to be really tough, and we're looking forward to hopefully playing some good cricket and improving our record as well.
Has that quick break after you play those first two games made it a bit hard to get a gauge on where you sit amongst the pecking order?
Yeah, I guess it's been a little bit difficult watching other teams play 5 or 6 games. We've only played a couple, but I think it's given us a chance as a group to really come together a little bit better. We only had a week heading into the first few games, so it's been nice to get to know everyone a little bit better, gel as a team. We had a couple of practice games as well, so I think that'll play to our advantage. Got 3 games this weekend, so looking forward to that.
I guess people are still sort of figuring everyone out, but the facts say that you're playing the top team and the bottom team at this point, at least. I mean, that's how do you sort of approach that?
Yeah, look, I think the Sixers record probably doesn't reflect the strength of their squad. They've got a very good team with a lot of strong internationals and local players as well. So we're going in expecting a very tough game, which I'm sure we'll get. So, the ladder's a bit skew-if at the minute. I think once we sort of get halfway through the season, we'll probably flatten out a little bit and the teams will separate. So, still very early in the tournament, but really looking forward to hopefully keeping the winning streak going and getting as many wins on the board as we can.
I guess that being the case, you'd be really keen to stamp your authority, I guess, for want of a better term. Yeah,
and the Victoria-New South Wales rivalry is there in state cricket, and it's no different in WBBL. So coming up against the Sixers, it's a massive game, and I think the earlier in the tournament you can get the wins up, I think the better it is. You don't really want to be chasing games towards the end of the tournament. So we're really keen to keep improving as a squad and put on some good performances, and hopefully that means we can get a few wins as well.
So far, you've been responsible for more than half the runs for the team. Does that carry a bit of a weight of responsibility?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, as an opening batter, your job is to get runs. So,
but it's been all you so far.
Yeah, it has. But I think people have really chipped in when they've had the chance. So, we've got great depth within our squad, which is really important. And you can't rely on 1 or 2 people. If you do that, you're probably not going to go as far as you would like in the tournament. So it's important that everyone chips in. But as I said, my job is to score runs, and hopefully I can score as many as I can.
We're sort of used to the Big Bash over the 7 or 8 years of it, and sort of know what a good score is. What's a good score in the WBBL, or a pass score? What do you aim for?
Yeah, I think any time you score over 145, I think that you're going to be really, really competitive. We've seen a few lower scores defended in the tournament so far, but if you're batting first, probably looking above that 145 mark, I think that gives the bowlers a good chance to settle in and really build the pressure and lift the run rate as much as possible. So depending on the ground, we played at Junction the other week and it was an absolute road and lightning outfit, so you'd probably say 160 there, but coming up at Drummoyne Oval, where I don't think anyone's played there before in the women's game, so we're looking forward to assessing the conditions and hopefully scoring a few runs as well.
And has that changed up or down as you play more? I mean, we've seen the defensive part in T20 stuff with the bowling tactics get more intricate and field settings are on a one ball basis and they change. all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the game's evolved. The women's game's evolved with the men's as well. And I think when we sort of started, it was 120, 130 was a good score, but now we're pushing up towards that 150 mark as being the par, I guess. And, batters have evolved, bowlers have evolved, and there's, you can't really hide anymore. There's vision of every game. Everyone can see it. So I think it's great that the tactical element comes into the game. It makes it a really good challenge for both sides. And I've got no doubt the product of women's cricket, T20 especially, is really exciting, and hopefully we can showcase that.
It is early days, but I mean, are you excited by how much sort of traction the competition seems to have got?
Yeah, absolutely. I think heading in, we were all hopeful that the public would jump on board and the media as well, and that certainly happened in the early weeks of the tournament, and it's really important that we keep that momentum going. So, I think to have a really clear pathway for young girls coming through, to be able to see their idols on TV, I think is fantastic, and hopefully that can only improve over the tournament, and hopefully more and more young girls and women want to become involved in cricket.
And a ton would help. You're closing in.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the aim, I guess, to go out and make as many runs as we can. We saw Grace Harris the other week score 100. She's a special talent. So, if I'll give it a decent crack, but I'm sure the opposition will be trying pretty hard to stop that as well.
As a captain, what did you learn about your team from your first couple of matches, and what changes do you think you'd like to make in the future?
Yeah, I think the hardest bit is getting to know your bowlers and sort of what balls they like to bowl and how they like to go about their overs. So that was the biggest challenge. It was probably a little bit of wait and see, and see how it happens in the first couple of weeks with the internationals coming in. So we've had a couple of weeks to work on that and really hone in on what we want to achieve and how we want to go about it. So that's been a challenge. I think all teams will come up against that. But I think the group's gelled really well, which is fantastic. We've got some really good characters and personalities within the group, which is great. And hopefully we can continue to gel as a team, improve as a unit, and build throughout the tournament.
Good on you, Mick.